inside the Grossinger Motors Arena. Player introductions and our starting lineups with Mark Sinclair, our leading netminder for this evening for the Bison, out with Jake Murray, Bryce Montgomery manning the blue line, Brett Budgell up front with Dalton Duhart and Connor Lockhart as the rest of the Bison hit the ice. And right now, a specialty puck drop for our ceremonial first puck, and it's returned back into the Bloomington zone. Namaski can't get it generated. Another centering play. Sinclair the skate save. Rebound flipped on, and Sinclair smothers it up, denying Sacramento a chance. And his save total is already getting escalated this evening. Outlet feed intercepted. Quick drive by Bloom, and a save made by Sinclair. Coming out atop the crease. That was actually on Cod, I beg your pardon. Well, for scoring leaders for Kalamazoo, Humitz. Nice moves. And an unbelievable move by Case McCarthy. It finds Panwar. Scores! Power play goal for Sahil Panwar. 1-0 Bison. Case McCarthy started the play. Slick moves into the offensive zone. You can call it a broken play, but it's a goal. Panwar finds the back of the net, and he tallies up his first of the year. Sahil Panwar from Case McCarthy. Power play strike for the Bison to give him this 1-0 lead. Coughlin fires it near side for Panwar. Trying to get separation from the white sweater. Cycles for Hemstrom. Played back to the left point for Murray. Holds the line to McLaughlin. McLaughlin fires, shoots, scores! Through traffic, McLaughlin gets the Bison a 2-goal lead. 3:49 left of the second period. Just a harmless shot from the blue line. Worked out in favor of Blake McLaughlin, who scores his first of the season. Shields is blocked. 20 seconds left. Bulow, another chance. In tight save made. Another one coming, save. Third chance, they score. The Kalamazoo Wings get on the board from Okabe as the puck finds them down low in the crease on the third shot attempt on Sinclair. And the unfortunate part is the penalty that didn't have much time. Budgels is the one that was scored on, so it's a 5-on-4 power play. A little bit of a deflating moment here for the Bison, but still the 2-1 lead. But Kalamazoo trying to come back swinging in the first few moments of period 3. They'll go down the ice. The net empty for the Kalamazoo Wings, and legging out the icing call, Thomas Stewart. I think Kalamazoo gave up thinking they were going to win that icing call, and Stewart keeps the play moving. But unfortunately, it goes in favor of Kalamazoo up the ice. McDonald behind the net. Again, net empty for the Wings with 90 seconds remaining. A pass broken up by McLaughlin. Moving towards the empty net. He shoots, scores! Second of the night. Empty net goal for Blake McLaughlin. 3-1 Bison. Eyes on the first win on home ice in franchise history. Moments away. Puck played up to the near boards. Shields swats it in. 10 seconds left. Murray will put it in his pocket. 7 seconds remain. Bloomington, Illinois, come to your feet on the heels of a 21-save performance from Mark Sinclair, a 2-goal night from Blake McLaughlin. Bloomington, Illinois celebrates their first ECHL home victory by the Bloomington Bison. A 3-1 score against the Kalamazoo Wings.
Coach, we're about 10% through the season. Anything about your team that's surprising you?
That's a great question. I would say that, I think maybe going into this, I underestimated, like what a challenge it would be to bring 25 guys together that have never played, try and install a system with a new hockey ops staff. It's just been, what they say, patience is a virtue, and I'm definitely, learning that, and just the amount of growth, those moments where, you kind of say to yourself, oh, I should have known that, or I should have seen that coming, so it's a lot of growth, and maybe that's the one thing, if I'm being totally honest, that surprised me.
Yeah. After, I think the first weekend of games, you mentioned that you were trying to instill a culture and get that ingrained in the team. Do you feel like that's started to take shape?
Again, I'm always careful. I have a saying, be slow to evaluate, so we're just, day in and day out, we're going about our business. The one thing that I can share is, we've got a good group of people in the dressing room. It was something that Dan and myself and Jesse, when we were building the team, we really felt like culture wins out, and it's a very enjoyable group to be around, and they go about their craft the right way, and that's been really nice to sort of be a part of that process.
Is there anything that you do with them off the ice to try to instill cohesion?
Yeah, there's we all know as coaches that the game is 90% mental and 10% physical, and oftentimes as coaches we focus 90 or 95% on the physical. So we do a few different things, I won't get into specific details, but we had the election that was here in the United States a couple of days ago, and we did something inside with our dressing room just to stimulate conversation and get people to get out of their shells and sort of share their opinions. So that was something that I really felt was important for our group to start feeling comfortable around one another, and I think that really kind of was the first step in many things to come. The other thing I can share is the guys have done like a bowling night and that sort of stuff, and the captains came to me the other day and was asking about a team party. So those are things that, again, as I said earlier, like patience is a virtue, and those things take time, but you can see I call them seeds of awareness or seeds of recognition, where you can start seeing those things sort of start to take shape.
Regarding tonight's game, the start, can you just talk about how that, and then how you overcame that start with Kalamazoo bringing it on early?
Yeah, I thought they were real good early on. I thought they really gave us some problems. Their D were pinching down on us, and our man 4 and 5 were having trouble to get into inside ice, and they were kind of watching. They were really playing aggressively. I thought they gave our D some problems with their forecheck, and our D were kind of turning over pucks. You kind of weather that storm. Hockey's a game of momentum, and when it's on your side, you're trying to do everything you can to keep it on your side, and when you don't have it, you're trying to really do everything in your power to get it back. So that's kind of the way I thought our group kind of weathered the storm. It was nice to see on the bench too, guys were kind of chiming in and saying, relax, don't worry, stay together. Those are the things that really give me confidence in our group moving forward here.
Do you think Wheeling last week was a learning curve for you guys to buckle down in the final few minutes and pull through with that victory?
Yeah, again, like we talked about last week, as a group, you have to go through those things. You got to go through those tough times. You got to, sort of get galvanized through those moments, and it's one of those things that really our group will have learned from. But again, it's not to say that it's the last or be all and end all. We still got a lot of learning lessons ahead of us here.
Eddie, the Wings, they tended to have a little bit of the play in the first 10 minutes, and then you guys kind of took over and had a lot of O's the zone pressure. What adjustments were made? Anything said on the bench? What changed after that 10-minute mark in the first?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we came out a little slow. Sometimes that happens when you have long weeks without games in between. The adjustment for us was just kind of waking up. I mean, it took us a few minutes, and once we did, obviously we rolled. So we want to make sure that we bring that to Iowa tomorrow and make sure we don't have that quick lull for the first 5 minutes.
I understand that you have a military connection in your family.
Yeah, my father-in-law served in the Marines for 4 years. When he was 18, was military police, did truck driver school, and 4 years reserve. So.
Cool. What years were around? When was that?
What was that?
Around what year was that?
1983. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Wayne Haglund.
All right. And so, was it particularly impactful for you to be here playing in front of this audience tonight?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, it's our veterans do so much for us, and it's such a we want to support them as much as possible. And specifically for my father-in-law, I know that that's something that he doesn't really talk about. Not a lot of people know. So, I know it's very important to him, and it's very impactful and very important to me too.
Was it something that the team talked about at all? Like, we gotta, do this for the troops.
No, it's one of those things. I mean, obviously, we try to make sure that we're focused on the game. Obviously, it's very important when any time that they support the military during the game, we all stand up, and we know how important that is. But when we're in the game, we're in the game.
And your coach mentioned that you guys have been doing some things to get some cohesion among the team, off the ice. Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, the boys went bowling when we first got in. Yeah, we went bowling. I think Palsy bowled pretty good. It's kind of crazy. I think he bowled 5 or 6 strikes, and yeah, we couldn't believe it. He didn't do it the second game, but first game was pretty dialed. So
Consistency.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Eddie, talk about the win here on Military Night, first franchise victory on home ice that you guys had in front of a really good crowd. Just everything kind of came together.
Yeah, I mean, we could feel it coming for sure. I mean, obviously for us, we're process driven. I know Barski said to you guys, I'm sure, many times, but I mean, for us, it's a big win, but it's also just part of our process, right? I mean, we're just doing the things that we need to do. Our structure is really starting to come together, and that's hopefully the wins just follow.
Sinclair's been really good in net for you guys. How does this performance kind of help you guys be able to be more aggressive on the offensive end of the ice?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Sink has been unbelievable. Hugo is also very, very solid goaltender. We're very fortunate to have really, really good goaltenders, and that gives us a little bit more. We're not as scared when we're in the D zone because we know that outside shots are both Sinclair and Hugo are both going to stop all those. So it definitely gives us a little bit of play to be a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more offensive, and take a chance if we need it.
A start that Kalamazoo had 9 shots to your guys' 0, I think, through the first 7 minutes. What was the adjustments like, and what was being said on the bench?
Yeah, it was pretty obvious we had a slow start, but Coach kind of fired us up on the bench, and I think after the first half of the first period, we picked it up, and we found a way to win tonight.
This is a learning curve all season long, as every season is. And you take Wheeling as a learning example, where you guys had the 1-goal lead, and it got away from you. But here tonight, you guys put the pedal down, and you guys got the win.
Yeah, just, we had a good D zone. Obviously, the slow start kind of fired us up to play good defensively in the later half of the game, and we were rewarded. And obviously, Sinclair, being our goalie, he's pretty good back there.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about him. I mean, he seems so locked in, and a guy who is really taking it by the horns, so to speak, here as a Bison player. And what's it like playing in front of him? I mean, it's got to give you some confidence.
100%. We know we can count on him, and he's one of the best goalies I've played with. So we look forward to having a great year with him.
They got a couple of power plays there in the second and third. How do you guys kind of take back the momentum and not let them really be able to capitalize on those?
Yeah, a couple tough penalties, including for myself. But we had obviously the 5-on-3. It's hard to defend a 5-on-3. But after that, we stepped it up, and our 5-on-4 came up really big towards the end of the game.